So we should start because, yeah,
Sure, we can go
let's
ahead.
start with the presentation.
Um,
So yes, I want to say my name is Jose Abedin. I'm the CEO from Educoway. Educoway is, we are collaborating, we are working with HZ University. So we help with everything. If the students need to know something about programs, about accommodation, about how to apply, about everything, uh, Lydia, Carla, the rest of the Sergio, Maria, if you need something, just after that, also you can contact with us. You will have counseling, free counseling for 1 hour. So we try to solve your specific questions. So right now, Tudor and Mateo is students for the university. So we'll be teach this amazing presentation.
all right, thank you for that incredible introduction, Jose. I'll try to live up to it myself. I'm sure Mateo will be extraordinary with it. So yeah, good evening, everyone. My name is Tudor, as Jose said. I'm one of the international relations officers here at HZ. I'm also an international graduate of HZ University. I am joined here by Mateo, a third year chemistry student. He will also take some slides of the presentation to tell you of the student experience uh, at HZ and in the Netherlands. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get started. So, why would you study in the Netherlands? First of all, it's a very specific question. Everybody speaks English. First of all, everybody from a bus driver to a supermarket worker, everyone speaks English at almost a native level. So you never have to worry about having to learn Dutch, for example. I can tell you, I've been here for 6 years now, and I still don't speak Dutch. So it's possible, easily doable as well. But you are offered the opportunity if you want to pursue Dutch as well. Generally speaking, it's a student-centered country. You get easy access to your teachers, especially in smaller, more personal universities such as ours. I'll get more into that a bit later as well. We have project slash problem-based learning, so you actually learn to apply the theory you learn in real-world scenarios with actual partner companies or projects that we might have ongoing at the time. We do offer an international student experience, and I'll show you the numbers on the next slide as well. And of course, high standards of education. Netherlands actively competes with other known countries like US, UK, and Germany when it comes to the level of education that you get from your bachelor's, master's, PhDs. Now, HZ University is located in two coastal and touristic towns called Vlissingen and Middelburg. And don't worry, I know they're tongue twisters. It took me a while to be able to pronounce them properly as well. Each has about 50,000 inhabitants. You can see on the map they're located on the southwest side. Vlissingen is actually at a beach, so you can in the summer you can always go to the beach, have a good swim, tanning, etc. Um, Normally speaking, Heize is at 5 minutes from the beach and the sound center, as well as any other supermarkets you may need. So everything is very close, very within reach for you. Now, going more in depth into the university itself, we are practice oriented, as I previously said. We focus on real life assignments, guest lectures by professionals, and company visits. I can tell you from business, at least from personal experience, we had a few visits every single semester, actually, a few guest lectures every single semester. Um, and just to help us understand better how the real world actually works and not just behind a notebook reading about it. We do strive to offer you 2 semesters of internship where you gain work experience. Now, I'll go more in depth into this in a future slide where I'll show you the timeline. It's a generic timeline, but yeah. And moving on, international aspect. As I previously said, we are quite international and we do offer you that experience. We have roughly 500 international students from more than 50 different countries. and we have about 100 partner universities around the globe. And I'll go more in depth into that one once I show you the timeline as well. Um, we do have an extended network of companies and research centers. Now, Matteo here studies chemistry, and luckily for them, we will have actually a new research center specifically made for them, and the university spent countless millions into it just to make sure that our students have top of the line possibilities moving forward. We do strive for your bachelor experience to be in up to 4 different countries. So we really want you to experience as much as you can and take the whole adventure with you. We do offer you the safety to go in all of these countries, and to pursue the studies and the work experience and everything. So this is really the time of your life to be able to do everything that you would like to do. We do offer a safe and friendly environment. And here is something that we do pride ourselves with as well. Student housing is guaranteed, especially for international students. So we do have a campus that is absolutely brand new. One of them just got released in October this year, so it's 1 month old effectively, and it's in Middleburg. And the other one in Vlissingen got released about 2 or 3 years ago, so it's also still very, very new itself. Um, you do have your very own study coach. This is something we also are allowed to do and are able to do because of us being a personal university. So in case you ever have any issues or you didn't pick up what was taught in class exactly, you can always reach them via email or just going to their offices and just say, hey, I didn't get it. Can I can I please get some help? And they'll be more than happy to assist you. And of course, another benefit, small town, everything is close, like I said. Now, we do have an award to the right side. You see Best Medium University of Applied Sciences, second place of 2020. We've received top 3 awards for the past 10 years in a row, so we must be doing something right. Now, for the bachelor programs, we currently have 8 of them. Well, actually, we'll have 9 soon. The last one is still a work in progress, but it should be available soon. And I've marked a V and an M next to each one of them, so you know which town exactly they are in. Now, don't worry too much because these towns, you can actually bike from one to another because they're 15 minutes, 20 minutes by bike. So it's always accessible still. International business, tourism management, logistics engineering, and chemistry are currently offered in Vlissingen. Now, chemistry is planned to also move to Middleburg, just so you know, in the close future. Industrial engineering and management, civil engineering, water management, information and communication technology. That's a tongue twister right there. It's the Dutch way of saying computer science. So just so you know, that's programming, coding, everything about it. And we will have soon, in September of this upcoming year, global project and change management as well, brand new, top of the line, and we're actually one of the very, very few universities out there that are able to provide you with this bachelor. Now, I did promise I'm going to go into the timeline a little bit. This is the generic timeline. So from program to program, it can vary a little bit. However, the general idea is still the same. The first 2 years you study at HZ. You start off slow. The first year is the introduction year. You get settled in, you meet the teachers, your classmates, you make friends. And you also get all the theoretical background that you need as a foundation of sorts. In second year, however, things become more practical because we are a practical university, as I keep saying. So I can tell you, business students, for example, they start their own company from the ground up, legally and everything. They find manufacturers, they handle the logistics, and all of this is actually done with mentors and company owners that are actively helping them and guiding them. And this is a group project, so don't worry too much about all the pressure being on yourself. Now, also, of course, for chemistry, I'm sure Matteo will also be able to say a bit later about ASTP and things like that, which are, of course, chemistry nationwide talent programs. But yeah, year free, you generally have a specialization that you choose from, and you can also do a minor in the Netherlands or abroad. So a minor is a semester at a partner university all around the world. You can get to go to Vietnam, to US, to Canada, even to Spain if you're feeling a bit homesick. That's still a possibility. And you don't have to worry about the tuition fees of a country like United States or UK, where the fees are very high. We help balance that out, so you just keep paying normally as you would with us, and everything is fine. And the other semester, you generally have your first internship. Now, in the first internship, we want you to start having that work experience, as I said. And the reason why we incorporate these into your study curriculum is because we've noticed that recently every starter job and every entry level job out there starts wanting experience. Now, how are you supposed to get the experience if you've been busy getting your education and your degree that was also necessary for the job? So we've managed to circumvent that and help you guys out, offering that 1 year of work experience in your specialized field, in your specialized industry, if that's what you want, so that you never have an issue actually finding employment after you studied with us. And just to raise that a little bit, our current employability ratio for our graduates is 95%. So every graduate, well, almost every graduate out there has an easy time actually finding a job or an employment. And usually what can happen is when you do one of these internships, those companies will actually tell you, hey, once you graduate, give us a call. We'd love to have you. So you do have a possibility of job offers right there off the bat for once you graduate. Year four, of course, generally speaking, again, your first semester is at HZ. You get some more research topics and more theoretical foundations for how to conduct research. And then you have that second internship where it's a research internship where you tackle a problem that a company may have. And after that, of course, further studies or work, that's up to you entirely. So that's pretty much everything we can do for you, but we're always happy to help. We'll try to help as much as possible even after that. Now, when it comes to admissions and applications, what I would say is you can always give our friends at Educoway a call or an email and say, hey, can I get some help with this? And I'm sure they'd be happy to assist. You can also apply on studylink.nl. You have the tutorial right there. Yeah, it's you create an account, you log in, you select the university and the program that you'd like. You get told what documents you'd like to are needed to apply with, and the admissions office strives to inform you. It says here 2 to 3 weeks. Realistically, we can sometimes do it within a week even. We do try our best to be as quick as possible for you guys out there, and to try to alleviate some of the tension you may have about applying abroad. Now, one thing that I want to mention here is that we also have some requirements: the high school diploma, the official English test. You can see that specifically on our website, and we do have the deadline 15th of July for EU students. Now, I will say quickly on this topic with the admissions and applications, it's better to apply earlier rather than later. This way you have more chances and more choices of choosing the proper accommodation that you want. You get a few options from our partners rather than picking what's left because everyone else made their picks already. So yeah. Moving forward, the tuition fees for this year were 2,143. There is a 50% discount for the first year, and all 4 years can just be paid in monthly installments. So you get to divide that and administer your money a lot easier, of course. Now, additional costs, we estimate anywhere between 240 and 500 euros per month for a student room. Um, it depends on the size of the room, where it's located. Do you want your own kitchen and your own bathroom? These are all factors that you can take into account when it comes to the budgeting. 250 euros per month for living costs seems adequate. It depends on you, again, how much you enjoy to spend and if you want to do any extra shopping on the side. But you can always count that 250 will be sufficient for you. Excursions, books, and literature can be anywhere between 50 and 500 euros per year. This depends. International excursions are not mandatory, but we do offer them if you want to take them. There are books and literatures which will make your life a lot easier throughout your studies, but again, that's something up to you. You can check the website for more information, as previously said. Now, I'm going to go ever so slightly into the student financing opportunities, because this is something that is very difficult and challenging to get into, especially as an international student. You already have so many new things in your changes that this is a very big extra. There are possibilities for EU students. Now, tuition fee loan, this one comes monthly in your bank account and it has close to no interest at all. It's something personally I've always recommended students to take, because even if you end up putting the money in the bank account and just saving it there because you don't really want to use it, you will make more interest out of that from savings than of you having to pay back. So you actually end up making some free money on the side for yourself. There are possibilities for free traveling within the Netherlands. It's free if you graduate within 10 years. Otherwise, it is a loan. Maria, is there any chance you could possibly mute for just a little bit? I can hear myself in the echo. So yeah, it is a gift, and you can travel for free during the weekdays and have a 40% discount in the weekends, or vice versa. Travel with a 40% discount in the weekdays and, free in the weekends. This includes trips to Amsterdam or Rotterdam, for example, with the train or anything like that. So it's really good to know. Also, if you work 56 hours per month, you can apply for an additional grant and a loan, and this goes up to 1,000 euros per month. Now, where does the grant and the loan bit come in exactly? Depending on your parents' income, out of that 1,000 euros per month, 400 can be a grant, and the rest 600 is a loan. And you get full autonomy on how much you want, how often you want it, etc. This is something that we help you with once you've enrolled into the university. It's something that I personally have helped many students with. So, if you decide to go to HZ, of course, and you ever want to apply to these, don't hesitate to let me know, and I'll be happy to assist. And now I'll give the floor to Matteo, and he will tell you a bit more of the student experience, effectively. So, Matteo.
Yeah, hello. My name is Mateo Montalban. I am from Madrid, and I came here to study about 2 years ago. I'm currently in my third year of chemistry, doing my specialization called life sciences, which has to do with biochemistry, DNA, and a lot of biological molecules. So the first thing I want to talk about is the difference between living in a big city like Madrid and coming all the way here to Vlissingen in the Netherlands. So to be honest, when I first came, the initial transition was I felt a bit nervous because I was coming to a country where I didn't know the language. I didn't know anyone else who was coming with me, and I came by myself. So when I got here, I was very nervous, but it took me all of one day to meet very nice people, to meet Spanish people, people from all over the world. I remember the first time I left my room to go to university, I met a Mexican guy and a Hungarian guy that were really friendly, and to this day, I still talk to them. I think that's one of the best things about HZ, which is that there are people from all over the world that really help you, and that it's more of like a family. They have your back when you need them, you have their back when they need them, and you really meet fantastic people. And I can say that after 3 years of being here, I am very happy, and I would do it all again, especially the part of taking the chance to going to a new country and living all of those experiences, meeting new people, being able to learn a little bit of a new language, and just meeting friends that I have now for my whole life from all corners of the world. I would also like to say that the change from Madrid to Vlissingen was big for me because it's not comparable. Madrid is the capital of Spain, and Vlissingen is a smaller place, but overall I can say that the experience of living in a smaller place compared to a big city has really changed me as a person, and I now appreciate more where I live, and I would not take it back for the world. Yeah. Can you go to the next slide? Yeah. So the next thing I want to talk about is living on a student budget. As you know, once you travel abroad, once you start your university career, you're going to have to take care of your own finances, which can be really tricky if you don't have a grip on that. So for starters, food is easy. There's a bunch of supermarkets in the center. There's a bunch of supermarkets next to the university. And I think that's the main source of money that I spend per month is on food. So usually for myself, but also for many of my student friends, they cook almost every day of the week. And when they don't cook, they go to the HZ cafe and have a sandwich or something during the day if they have classes. There's also various restaurants in the city, and more and more the restaurants around here are accepting a student discount, which gives you 20% off, which is very nice. In terms of clothes and things like that, there's a bunch of places in Vlissingen, but also in Middelburg, so, sort of like H&M, American Outfitter, a bunch of stuff. And one of my favorite things about Vlissingen and Middelburg is the secondhand shops that are here, which are very good if you're looking for that retro vintage clothes. And you can go, and usually it's very cheap. Some of them are expensive, but usually it's a lot cheaper than going to buying brand new clothes. In terms of accommodation, there's APV, which can help you find a student house. In my own experience, APV has been really helpful. And especially during the first year when I came by and I didn't know anyone because I lived on the campus, which is kind of a colegio mayor in Spain. And that's the best place to meet new people because everyone that's in the campus is usually a first-year student. And they're all looking at the same thing you're looking for. They're all looking to make friends, meet new people, and have a good time. There's also, right now I'm living in a student house. And it's also pretty nice. Then in terms of travel, Vlissingen is located, it's a bit farish away from a lot of places, but it's also really close to a lot of places, which means that if you'd like to take a weekend trip to Paris, to Brussels, to Bruges, to Amsterdam, to Eindhoven, that's all available by trains. We have a direct train to Amsterdam, and you can go anywhere. You can even take the buses from Middelburg to other places. And last thing I like to add is that you can always, if you're just struggling for money here, you can always apply for a student job, either with HZ like work zone, or you can find something on your own time. Personally, I found an ice cream shop that I worked in last summer, and that really helped me out in terms of student finance. And that's it.
Awesome. Thank you very much for
You're
that,
welcome.
Matteo. So yeah, let's connect. Keeping in touch, you can ask any questions whatsoever at study@hz.nl. You can find me and my two colleagues there. You can also choose to have a chat with any student ambassador that you'd like, depending on country of origin, study program, etc. You can find it on hz.nl/chat. The admissions office is csa@hz.nl. Now, I would advise you just contact me and I'll delegate stuff internally for you at any point. And this is also, of course, with our colleagues at Educoway. Now, you can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Now, HZ.international is the place to be if you're interested in HZ. And the reason for this is that account is actually by students for students. So we don't have a say in it. We don't know the password to it. And you get to see a lot of cool experiences of third-year students, for example, in their semesters abroad, or people doing internships, or just local events. You just get a really good vibe of the university and the experience we can offer you. And we do have a group, Facebook group, HZ Prospective Students, and we advise you to join it, and you can ask any question whatsoever. You can see some of the local stuff going on. You can even see people that are maybe having the same questions you may have, so this will help you out as well moving forward. I will also put my email address here as well in the chat. If any of you want to send me an email, that's absolutely fine, and I'm more to help out. So yeah, this is pretty much our presentation for now. Thank you very much for for giving us your attention. And I'm gonna end it a bit cheesy. This is how we always do it. So yeah, you can't buy happiness, but you can go to HZ University, and that'll be pretty much the same thing. So yeah, thank you very much for your time. And if anyone will have any questions for us, we're happy to answer. Oh, Jose, you're still muted.
Now, always. It's not the first time. This mistake. Let me explain in Spanish, if you don't mind, Tudor.
Of course.
Muchas gracias a todos. Laila, Sergio, Lucas, Pablo, Carmen, Aglaya, Alicia, María, Laura, iPhone y Mateo, sobre todo Mateo por su explicación. Simplemente recordaros que estamos aquí desde Educoway, tenemos nuestra oficina en Valencia, y cualquier cosa que necesitéis acerca de Holanda, acerca de la universidad, acerca de los grados universitarios, pues tenéis una consultoría totalmente gratuita y sin ningún tipo de compromiso. Aquí detrás está nuestra oficina, estamos en Valencia y atendemos online para todas vuestras dudas. Okay, so thank you very much. So I think we have some questions here in the chat. Sergio is asking something. So maybe Mateo.
Yeah, so it's not that hard to find a student job. If you really want one, you can always, the HZ has its own department called the Work Zone, which can help you out with that. And if you're just looking for a job individually, maybe you can, once you're here, you can talk to second year, third year students that already have a job, and maybe they can hook you up and help you out to find a job. It's, from what I know around here, anyone that has been looking for a job and really wants to get a job, they can get a job, no problem.
It's like Mateo says, as long as you really want one, you will be able to find it relatively easily. Just two things I want to mention about it is that because I frequent the pizza places a bit too often, I know that Domino's Pizza here, for example, has more international workers than local workers, and they're HZ students. That should tell you a little bit. And the owner of New York Pizza here actually told me that they really, really need staff. As long as they're under 20 years, they really need them, and they know HZ students are really hardworking. So they actually asked me if I can recommend students that might want to apply for some jobs. So the possibilities are out there, even in Corona times.
More questions?
If you have any questions at all, like even if you feel it might be a bit off or something, it's fine, just ask, because it's a big move and we've all been there. So we really are here to help you.
Maybe something about which percentage of theoretical studies do you have and practical ones? Because here in Spain, when I study here and then I study in Denmark, was totally different. So which percentage do you have?
So here, when it comes to all of our programs, you get all the theory in terms of the theory that you need. So that would end up being maybe 30% of the study itself. And everything that you're asked of, even if it seems theoretical, it's actually on an applied scenario. So Coca-Cola wants to expand to to Japan. How should they approach it from a cultural point of view? And you have studied some models of intercultural awareness, so you start applying it. But it's a very practical thing, and it starts becoming common sense to you as well. And civil engineering as well, computer science, you're given the foundation of all the languages, and then you're helped to specialize in the one that you enjoy doing the most. So if you like Python, they're going to help you with Python. If you like C++, you're off to a good start because you're going to do C++, etc.
So Mateo, you are doing many.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing I was going to say that I'm doing a chemistry. So it was a bit welcome surprise when we came in the first year that it wasn't just all theoretical lessons and just cramming into books. So what we would have is, for example, a 1 or 2 days a week class. And then on Thursdays and Fridays, we would have laboratory work. So we would learn about it in class, and then we'd actually test it in the laboratory work during our first year. And then as well during the second year, we would learn about stuff in class, and then we test it in the lab just to like reinforce that study. Cannot hear you. No se te puede escuchar.
And we have a question from Alicia.
Que
yes, we have a question for Alicia. She says, is there any problem regarding homologation with the Spanish education system? I know, but Mateo for sure knows.
I wouldn't know because I applied with the international baccalaureate system. I didn't do the Spanish educational system. So but I know all of my Spanish friends here applied with the Spanish system, and they had no problems at all.
What I can say is we apply. I prefer speaking Spanish about that.
Of course, go ahead, please.
Nosotros tenemos este año, que os hagáis una idea, hemos enviado más de 180 estudiantes a hacer la carrera. Casi la mitad han ido a Holanda. Entonces, al ser universidades públicas dentro del espacio europeo, están todas homologadas por el sistema de transferencias de créditos europeo. Mateo, por ejemplo, cuando estudia en la universidad, cada año suele tener 60 créditos, igual en la Universidad de Holanda que en la de España, y esos créditos ECTS de European Credit Transfer System, ¿vale? Por lo tanto, tiene esa facilidad para él poder hacer un Erasmus, aunque en su caso él no va a hacer un Erasmus, va a hacer un Mundus, que se va a ir a Corea del Sur.
Justo, el semestre que viene hago la parte de mi minor abroad, que es parte de todos los programas de HZ, y me voy a ir a Corea del Sur 6 meses.
We have more questions. Can you answer the questions, Mateo?
As a tutor said, the internships, they're mostly from outside of the Netherlands. I haven't decided yet, but all of the people from my year that are currently doing an internship, I would say like maybe 5% of them are here in the Netherlands. Most of them are all scattered around the world.
Okay, in order to finish, I think you are doing some projects, Mateo, with companies. Could you tell us what kind of companies are you working?
Yeah, so at the moment, the chemistry class is divided in 2 specializations, which is applied chemistry or the one I'm doing, life sciences. Now, the applied chemistry class is working with a governmental fund called MBBS, working on algae and getting all these, for example, getting a chemical compound from algae in order to make a sunscreen that isn't harmful for the environment. They're looking at the use of algae in terms of incorporating into like food for us, but also, for example, feed for cattle and fish around the Netherlands. They do a lot of work with those. Furthermore, there's also a bunch of companies that come in and could ask for tests, whether it's on water systems, whether it's on whatever it is, and that we can do in the lab ourselves. Usually that's taken up by people that are in a class over ours that have a bit more experience. But yeah, we do that work. And also for example, for our internships, there's a lot of companies around the Netherlands area and close by that will accept us, that hopefully will accept us for our internships.
Great, excellent. So if you don't have more questions, we are more than welcome, HZ, Tudor, Mateo, and me from Educoway to answer all your questions. So thank you very much, all of you. And what we can say, I hope to see you soon in Netherlands. Okay.
Hopefully gonna see you all soon in Netherlands as well. And thank you again, Jose, for the opportunity to speak with everyone.
Next
Thank you very
year,
much.
you will be here in Valencia with us.
Definitely.
And Mateo too. No, Mateo in South Korea.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.